Hey guys, how's it going? I have got the port work done on this little guy. Unfortunately, the numbers that I put out in the other video are no good. Apparently my wheel was loose. I'm not sure what happened there, so I don't know exactly what my original numbers were. I knew I had a problem after I cut base and set jug back on there and had the same intake reading as I did before. Judging by what I cut off the base and what it's moved, I'm assuming the intake was probably at 78 is what I'm thinking. I think I moved it 6 degrees. So the only number I know absolute 100% sure and for certain on was the squish beforehand. I'm still pretty sure it was between 110 and 112. She's sitting at 105 right now. I did not touch the uppers because of the piston work that I did. This piston work, well, that one's attached to the saw and I am not pulling it back off, dealing with the little washers. But I think I got a piston in here somewhere that I cut a taper on. Yeah, real bad shape, grubby one. This taper is less than the taper I put on that one, but on that piston, not this one, this taper is a little more steeper. But by me cutting that taper down, it shortened the blowdown exactly. I achieved 3 things, well, 4 things, I guess, if you want to consider, by pulling this move. I set at bottom dead center. The edge of this piston is at the very bottom of this port before it stuck up. So I fixed that problem. At bottom dead center, the edge of this side of the piston is at the very, very bottom of my transfer, so I have 100% transfer opening. Not to mention, plus with the taper, at first crack, there's a lot more room to let more air out. Maybe when I'm done with this, I'll do a video talking about that on the board. So I fixed exhaust, blowdown, and then I was able to tuck more piston up inside the combustion chamber to get added compression. And anytime you can add compression, you're gaining power. And then I also, by doing that, I didn't have to cut nowhere near as much out of the edge of the band. I had to cut more out here, but not here. So there's hardly any ring of death. So that's one bonus of doing it that way. The exhaust is at 105. I did polish it. Like I said, there's that little lip right here. I cannot take that off or I will freeport by doing what I did to that piston. So I had to leave that little lip. I did blend the lip into the bottom of here on the same angle as this, but I did not touch it on the inside of the port to where it's gonna freeport. I cannot get that. I'm not gonna freeport it to worry about fixing this little line that it left in there. I don't, and there's a little spot right there and right there. I don't care. I did not pop the caps. I could not drop the lowers as far as I would like because of the way that I wanted to keep the straddle 100% intact on this. I didn't mess with the straddle at all. Straddle, the only thing is the port timing on the straddle is slightly different than what it originally was. I think some of the ports are partially blocked by the piston, but if the piston blocked them all off before it needed to use it, it wouldn't hurt my feelings one bit. So I did drop this as far as I could. I brought the piston, well, because I was able to have that piston at the same height as here, so brought the piston to here, then traced out where the skirt of the piston was and was able to cut that out. I did thin the walls right here. I did thin the divider here, and then went in here and made sure I could get flow up my secondaries. But as you can see, I did not, I liked the wash pattern it had anyway, but the thing's got 15 degrees of blowdown, and I was able to hit that without having to molest these uppers. The size of these, if I would have had to raise these transfers up instead of doing what I did on the piston, I think I would have killed my velocity and the saw would have suffered. So I did what I thought I needed to do. I took the V out of the lower intake and brought it across. The intake is at 86 now. For sure, I checked it 4 times. Zeroed the wheel, made sure it was tight, rechecked it. So I'm at 105, 120, 86, and I have 30 thousandths of squish on this. I do intend to use this saw for a very long time and beating the snot out of it, and I don't want to have to tear it back apart to clean carbon out of it. But I feel for 40 cc's this is a pretty hot build. I think it's because I cut like 52 off that, between 55 and 52 off that base. I think I'm gonna take 40 or 50 thousandths. I know there's some play in this, but I'm gonna take some off the bottom of this, just so I don't have that stress on the intake manifold. And then I am still debating and we might leave this in it, try it, and then if I take that out and then it don't work and then I need this piece, it could be quite the headache to get this piece. So we might see where it goes. We'll see how bad it, if no spitback's coming out, maybe I'll take that out some. Still got to do muffler mod and stuff. I got to put this thing together yet. I did poke a hole in my impulse line. I'm hoping it's going to be long enough with shortening it. It's right. I was trying to get it off with the hemostats. It was stuck onto here, and this was through here. I didn't know how this intake boot. This intake boot's actually in a couple pieces. I didn't know how this intake boot came out, and it was all through here with this thing. And I thought this was I thought the intake boot was all one thing. And so I reached in with a pair of hemostats and put a little tiny hole in my rubber impulse line, but it's right at the very end. I think I can nip it off, and I think this will still be long enough. If not, it's a rubber hose. I can run down to the hardware store tomorrow and pick that up. But this is how I chose to do this build. I'm hoping for 5 horse or maybe a scooch more. I don't know if I'm going to get it. Never built one of these. It is stratified. Stratifieds are known for not my strong suit. I'm getting better at them. But really wish they would have gave this the option. If they would have shrunk down a 4910 cylinder for this chassis, oh my god, this thing could have been absolutely nutso. But 'tis what it is. But that's the timing numbers. I gotta run in, check on Dad. Getting pretty late. See if he wants anything to eat, so I'm getting kind of hungry. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna bounce back and forth puttering on this thing. And while I'm assembling this thing, I'm gonna be thinking long and hard on how I want to do my muffler. But I'm getting excited. It's getting close. Let me know what you guys think. I really value you guys' opinions. Enjoy reading the comments. So you guys take it easy and have a good one.